with the wind in our hair. Now I pass that diner on the edge of town where you sit.
I spent the past week trying to figure out the best way to create a music video with nothing but AI, and after hours of testing and burning through credits, I figured out the best workflow that actually produces professional output, all without ever even touching a camera. If you are someone who has always wanted a music video but could not justify the cost of a real production, this is the workflow that changes that. Because the tools exist right now to do this properly, and most people have no idea. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to go from a completely blank screen to a finished professional looking music video using nothing but AI.
In my hands, in the mouth of the cage in all our plans.
The first step of this workflow, before we start generating any visuals, is creating the actual song to build the video around. Now this workflow works perfectly well if you already have your own music, or if you want to create a music video for an existing song. But I want to show you the full process from the very beginning, so I'm going to generate a song from scratch using Suno AI. That way, you can see exactly how this works even if you are starting with nothing at all. Head over to Suno and make sure you're logged in. The interface is straightforward. There is a prompt box on the screen, and that is where you describe the kind of track you want. The song I am making for this music video has a very specific feel. I want something in the style of country pop, with emotional lyrics, good storytelling, and a cinematic quality to it. The kind of song that feels like it's about something real. So I'll paste in this prompt. Pay attention to how detailed that is. I'm not just asking it to make me a pop song. I'm being specific about the structure, the style, and the story that the lyrics should deliver. That way, your output will be a lot closer to a song that feels intentional rather than something random. I hit generate, and Suno gives me two different versions of the track. Listen to both and choose the one you like best for your music video.
You left your denim jacket on the hook by the door, with the wind in our hair. Now I pass that diner on the edge of town where you sit. One day
I'll choose this one. There is this warmth in the vocals, and it has this emotional weight in the melody that fits exactly what I had in mind. Once you have picked your version, download the audio file. With the song done, we have our foundation. But a great music video also needs a main singer that the audience can latch onto, and that's what we're making next. The tool we'll be using to create our singer as well as our music video is called OpenArt. When you land on the homepage for the first time, the first thing you notice is that this is not just one tool. Along the navigation, you will see options for story, video, image, character, world, and audio. These give us every single tool we will need to create our music video. If you want to follow along, I've left a link to OpenArt in the description below. Now the reason we need to create a main character is because if we start generating scenes without a consistent visual reference, every clip is going to look like a different person, and the whole thing falls apart immediately. So start by clicking on image. This opens up the image generation workflow. At the top, where it shows your current model, select Nano Banana Pro. This model operates at a level of realism that most other models just do not reach. The reason I am using it specifically for the character is because we need photographic quality. We need someone who looks like a real person, not an illustration or a render. If the character does not look believable, nothing else in the video is going to land the way it should. Once the model is selected, you will see the prompt box below it. This is where we describe our singer in detail. The more specific you are here, the more consistent she is going to look across every scene we generate later. I'll paste in this prompt. Before hitting create, switch on auto polish. This is a feature that refines your prompt in the background, helping the AI interpret your description more accurately without you having to rewrite anything. It is a small step, but it consistently improves the output. For the output settings, set the aspect ratio to 16:9. That is the standard widescreen format, and it's what we want for a music video. Set the resolution to 2K and bump the number of variations up to 4, so we have options to choose from. Let's generate. All of these look great. They don't look like AI generated images, but instead look like actual photographs of a real person. I'm going with this one. She looks exactly like the singer that creates our style of music, and I really like her emotional expression. Save this image. This is our character, and she becomes the reference point for every single image and video clip we generate from this point forward. Now the next step is building out the scenes, because we need those in place before we can animate anything. Before we start generating, it is worth taking a moment to understand how this workflow actually operates, because it changes the way you think about everything we are about to do. We are not going to generate video clips from scratch. Instead, we're going to create a series of images first, one for each scene, and those images are going to serve as the opening frame of each video clip. The AI video generator then takes that starting frame and animates it forward from there. This is what keeps everything consistent across the whole video. We get the same character with the same visual style because every clip begins from an image we deliberately designed. We have 3 scenes in this music video. Each has its own mood, and we are going to build each one right now. Stay inside the image workflow and keep Nano Banana Pro selected. This time, upload the character image we just created. That is what tells the AI to keep her face and features consistent across every new image we generate. The first scene takes place inside a recording studio at night. I want this to feel intimate and warm, like you are watching someone sing into a microphone at 2 a.m. when nobody else is around. I'll paste in my prompt and generate. This came out exactly the way I pictured it. Look at the way that amber light catches her hair. That is the kind of detail that makes a scene feel real rather than generated. And every element reads as a genuine recording environment, and her expression shows that she's currently mid-song. Scene 2 is a completely different energy. I want something wider and more dramatic. The concept is a single spotlight cutting through total darkness, with our singer standing alone on a massive stage. This one is my favorite so far. That contrast between the warm spotlight and the total darkness surrounding her is the same technique used in classic cinema, and the AI just nailed it. This looks like a still from an actual film. The third scene brings everything back down to something personal. Our singer is in a living room with a rainstorm outside. For this scene, I want to create a dual lighting setup. That contrast is going to make this scene visually distinct from everything else in the video. That warm, cool split across her face is exactly what I was going for. The bright light of the lamp and the cold light of the window creates a huge contrast, and it all reacts naturally across her skin. We haven't just made simple images. Our starting frames use techniques that are applied by professionals and that will transfer to our video clips moving forward. You can tell exactly what emotions are being portrayed even though we haven't animated anything yet. Now comes the part where we use all of our assets to make them into a music video. Go back to the OpenArt homepage and click on video. Once you're inside the video workflow, find the model selector and choose Seedance 2.0. This model is great for our music video because it creates longer scenes than most models, and it's really good at creating long-form narrative content. Make sure you are in the text with reference mode because that is the one that lets us upload both an image and an audio file as inputs at the same time. Here is how each generation works. You upload your starting frame image, you upload the relevant section of the song as your audio reference, you set the duration, and then you write a prompt that describes the camera movement and the performance. The AI uses all of that together to build the clip. For the first clip, upload the scene 1 image as your reference. Upload the first 13 seconds of the song as your audio reference. Then paste your prompt and set the duration to 13 seconds. And now hit generate.
With the wind in our hair and our past fading on the edge of town where you said one day we will get out.
The camera movement here is a slow push-in. We are starting at a medium shot and gradually moving closer to her face as she sings. The camera movement is smooth. The light slides across her face exactly the way I described, and the lip sync is accurate. For a 13-second clip built from a still image and a prompt, that is genuinely impressive. Now for the second half of the studio scene, we'll use the same reference image, but this time, upload the last 13 seconds of the song as the audio reference. I'll paste in my prompt and generate.
But the map kept folding in my hands, and the mouse kept changes in all our plans.
This is the perfect continuation of our previous clip. That is the kind of detail that makes a music video feel like it was directed by someone who actually cared about the story. And we got it from a prompt and a starting frame. Scene 1 is done with 2 different clips, but both synced to the song. For the theater scene, upload the scene 2 first frame and the last 13 seconds of the song.
But the map that's folded in my hands, and the mouth of the cage in all our plans. I've learned to drive with a broken heart and sing along.
The camera angle here is completely different from anything we have done so far. We'll use a low-angle close-up that makes the spotlight feel like it is coming directly from above. The shadows on her face are deep and dramatic. This should be the most cinematic shot in the whole video. Her expression is my favorite part. The way she sings shows that she's living through the lyrics. She's not just saying them out loud. The rest of her body looks a bit stiff, but honestly, the cinematic quality alone makes this shot feel like it belongs in a real film. Now let's animate our third scene. Upload the living room image and the first 13 seconds of the song.
With the wind in our hair and our past that diner on the edge of town where you said one day
This one is a medium shot. She is standing by the rain-streaked window, one hand resting on the glass, singing with this quiet, contained intensity. The camera does a slow, gentle push in toward her, while the rain shadows move across her skin from the window. Look at those shadow lines on her face. The warm amber on one side, the cool blue from outside on the other. The dual lighting is holding up perfectly in the video, just like it did in the image. These are the details that separate something that looks AI generated from something that looks like a real production. Let's do one more clip with the same starting frame with the last 13 seconds of the song.
But the map kept folding in my hands, and the mouse kept shaking all our plans. So I learned to drive with a broken heart and sing along.
This is the emotional release of the entire video, the moment where everything that has been building finally comes through. The camera pushes in close on her face while the rain shadows react naturally. One thing worth mentioning is that the lip sync across these clips is going to vary. Some generations will nail it, others will be slightly off. That is just where the technology sits right now, and it is the one honest limitation of this workflow. The fix is simple though. Generate a couple of versions of each clip and pick the best one. It takes a few extra minutes, but it is absolutely worth it for the final result. We now have 5 clips total, so let's put it all together and assemble our final video. Open up your video editor. I am using CapCut, but this part works exactly the same in whatever editor you are comfortable with. Import all 5 of your video clips and drag them into the timeline. Go through each clip and pick the best take and arrange them in the order that tells the story. That arc works because each location has a different emotion, and together they build into something that actually feels like a complete piece. Trim anything that does not fit. Make sure your cuts land on beats or phrase breaks in the song, and then export. And that is it. Let's watch the final result.
With the wind in our hair, now I pass that diner on the edge of town where you said one day we'll get out. But the map kept folding in my hands, and the mouse kept changing all our plans. So I learned to drive with a broken heart and sing along.
With this exact workflow, you can go from a blank screen to a finished AI music video with a real song, a consistent character, cinematic scenes across multiple locations. And with OpenArt, you can do all of this without a camera, without a crew, and without spending anywhere close to what traditional production would cost. And the best part is that it's all under one subscription. So if you want to start building your own music video today, click the link in the description and sign up to OpenArt. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.